Huge cost advantages by scaling operations. This is the concept of economies of scale. Amazon, Toyota, or Intel are very well-known corporations massively making use of economies of scale. By increasing the output produced per unit of time, the total cost of the higher quantity produced is lower than before. And this is a significant advantage of a corporation in the market. If costs per output are low, the corporation can earn a higher margin than competitors or even capture market share of competitors by setting a lower selling price, winning customers from them. Economies of scale seem to be a logical concept to follow and worth to try out in a business simulation game like Capitalism Lab. Capitalism Lab simulates our real-life economy. So you can apply and try out business strategies, which you can see with well-known companies like Amazon, Toyota, or Intel in this case. A business simulation game is a strategy game. This means it requires strategic thinking. We must define a strategy, in this case, economies of scale, which we think will let us successfully accomplish our goals. We must take the correct decisions while executing the strategy to leverage on the benefits of the strategy. Always keep in mind that a strategy in most cases not only comes with benefits, but also with downsides or limits. For the case of economies of scale, if you check the Wikipedia article, you will find an interesting graph on the top right corner here. Here you clearly see with an increase in output, you will have a lower average cost for your output. This goes until quantity Q2. Interestingly, the graph, if you add another unit of output or more units of output to quantity Q2, goes up again, and this means your average costs will raise after Q2. So this seems that economies of scale often have limits. If you ask ChatGPT what are the limits of economies of scale, you will get a long list of limits which an economy of scale can have. In our game today, which we will play in Capitalism Lab to try out economies of scale, we will run into the limit of transportation costs. In a very simple case where you have a very bulky, high-weight product, which you produce in a production facility, you will have also high transportation costs. Those high transportation costs will rise the farther you will distribute the product. So you can, of course, by leveraging on economies of scale, distribute it in your local market near to the facility and leverage on your cost advantages. At the same time, if you try to distribute and deliver it to faraway markets or overseas, you will experience a rapid increase in transportation costs if the weight is high or it's a very bulky and difficult to transport product. In this case, the cost advantage might be eaten up completely by the transportation cost, and you have the high risks when delivering, distributing, and selling it to customers far away that you will simply not have an attractive price and will be out of the market. And this is exactly what we will have in our next game. And now I will start the game and let's try it out. This is the main menu of the game. We will start a new game, a custom game. We set a corporate color and a corporate logo to something which is easy to spot on the map. This will be yellow, and this logo, our corporation name, will be the LP Corporation. We'll have a difficulty rating of 185%. In our environment, we'll have 4 cities, so we can actually understand and see the limit of transporting it to a city far away. If we have a production site in a specific city, we will set our startup capital to very high to not run in this example in any limits, because we will need a lot of capital, since at the same time we will do vertical integration strategy. We'll start in the year 1990. We will have 12 competitors with moderate startup capital, moderate aggressiveness. So let's see how they behave and how we manage them in the competition of the markets of the 4 cities. Let's start the game now. We have the 1st January of 1919, and what we have in front of us is the city of Bordeaux. It's always wise, before starting to build any facilities or starting any business, to first pause the game and look into the environment, the markets you have, the cities you are facing, where very soon all of your competitors will set up businesses, and you want to set it up with the highest advantages taken into consideration. So the 4 cities of this game are Bordeaux, with a population below 1 million, which is quite low. We have Osaka in Japan, which has a population of 2 million. This is already good. This should be a good market. Perth with 1.2 million, Palermo with 1 million. And we already see here that, for example, Bordeaux and Palermo will be 2 markets being very close, relatively close to each other, whereas Osaka is very far away and Perth is even far away from these 2 European cities. And this is where we will experience the effect of transportation costs for our bulky good. And the real wage rates of those cities are not too far away from each other. Osaka is the highest, so I expect high prices here, but also high production costs. And Bordeaux has the lowest with 71, which is kind of still high. No, Palermo has the lowest with 66, which is a medium real wage rate. The others are all above that. So we see here probably high prices in all of these cities. So now let's check out our bank account. We have 500 million, so this is a lot and enough to start our business in this example. And we will need to find now a product which is easy to set up, needs a significant amount of investment to set up, especially taking consideration that we will again go for vertical integration, but at the same time will have a good margin and will run well. And there are, for Capitalism Lab in this situation, if you follow the strategy, 2 product classes, where this works in many cases. One is furniture, with producing bed, and the other is jewelry, with producing the product type of gold ring. In this case, we will now go for furniture and producing the bed. The reason is that we only need timber as natural resource. Timber can be harvested from a logging camp. Setting up a logging camp comes with a huge investment, but a lower investment than for other types of mines and natural resources. So there's a medium amount of capital needed to set it up. And additionally, you only need 1 step in your production line. So you can build a bed in 1 production facility and no more semi-products are needed or other natural resources are needed. And additionally, the quality of the natural resource, timber in this case, is 50%. So this means right from the start, if you find a logging site which has high quality of timber, we will already have a high quality product to sell to our customers. So let's do this first and look for a timber site with a high quality. Let's switch now to the resource view. Here in Bordeaux, we see a timber site with quality of 72, which is acceptable but not too high. We have in Osaka a site with 77, which is even higher. We have in Perth a site with 74, and we have in Palermo a site with 58. So Palermo, I think we should not take into consideration. The others are in the 70s, so we are free to choose one of them. Let's check the market size for bed before we invest in one of the cities. Here we can check for each of the markets except for Palermo, which has too low quality of natural resource. In this case, the market size. So for Bordeaux, it's well below 2 million. For Osaka, it's 4 million. For Perth, it's 3 million. So Osaka, of course, with the highest number of inhabitants for a product which has a necessity rating of 40%. it should be the biggest market. So we will go to Osaka now and build our first logging camp. Natural resource firm, logging camp on timber. With economies of scale, we will extend it to the high number of units here. Directly full scale set it up. And let's produce the first timber. That is. So here we have it. We'll increase on the margin a bit. We will also, as always, set up a warehouse to acquire the timber from the logging site. We will store it there and distribute to any production facility. So we'll set this up directly next to it. Very close. As we know, timber probably comes with high transportation costs. We should really look into short distances. That is. Now it arrived and is stored. We'll allow margin for the warehouse, and then we are good to go with our first factory. First factory will, from the start, a large factory. Economies of scale are looking for cost advantage through high output. So we need a large factory to generate the high output. We'll also build it directly next to the warehouse, distributing the timber. And now let's see if we have a layout which works. This one works. We will link this to timber from the warehouse, the purchasing unit, and start the production of the bed. So that is our first bed was produced. We will reduce the margin so that we don't eat up all of the margin we can have later for our retail stores. From the factory, we will first store it into a warehouse. This makes distribution. Makes distribution easier if you have multiple production facilities later in the game, and of course buffers a little bit for the demand, which we will expect later to increase. So here it is. We will of course again for warehouse reduce the margin. And now we can sell it to our customers. Since we are a vertical integrated company, I would always advise to enable internal sale so that the production capacity is not used by competitors selling it to with an attractive margin to the consumers. Instead, you are the only one to take the cost advantage if you are fully vertically integrated. This means also forward integrated into retailing. This is exactly what we do. So to not always having the need to tick here the internal sale, my tip is to, if you follow the strategy, to set default internal sale in the game options to enable. We will now save the game. Save new. Economies of scale. And now, after we produce the bed, let's sell it to potential customers. And we will look in Osaka for a good location for a store. We have 3 CBDs. Let's check which one is most attractive. We will, in this case, of course, sell it in a furniture store. This is a specialized store for furniture and comes with a specialty store demand bonus, and this we don't want to miss. And we will place the furniture store not too far away on a good location here. So for example, here the customer traffic index is 33, which is already fine. We see here also 33. Let's look here. It's 15. This is significantly lower. I think this here is also could be fine. Could be good. 36 even. This is too small. What do we find here? 18. Let's investigate a bit and find a good place. 33. Here we have 36. So I think this one 36. No, that's 15. We found one with 36. Cannot find it anymore. Where is it? 39. Let's choose this one. We will also set training to the highest level. We want to invest into our workforce and their skills directly from the start to make them the most efficient over time. And this also adds to our goal to have an economy of scale. The more output is generated per unit of time, the higher the effect and the cost advantage will be. Let's set up the sales departments and an advertising department. And here, before we start selling the bed, we need to set the brand strategy before we invest in our brand, of course. Yeah. So let's look into our options for brand strategy. You can find this in corporate details and brand. At the moment, we have a unique brand. So each product we sell has a unique brand. This means we need to invest in each product for advertising and building the brand awareness, and in the end, brand loyalty. For range brand, this goes with higher synergies since a range of products, in this case, a product class, has its own brand. So we will have synergies between product types as of one product class. And we have the corporate brand, which a single brand covers all products. This one, from my perspective, is risky. If you're aiming to diversify your product portfolio into multiple product classes, then your corporate brand can hurt pretty much in a later game. If you start a new product class with a lower technology level, customers will be quite dissatisfied and surprised by a lower quality when getting used to your higher quality. So let's take the range brand and proceed. We will link to media newspaper publisher in this case, to the warehouse, distributing the bed, and let's start selling it. So here it is. The market city average price is 321. The quality is 23. The brand is 32. So for the quality, we directly see that our quality is much higher. This is due to the high quality of our timber we will be logging in our camp. Remember, it's more than 70. But still, we have a low production technology. We will take care of this later on to even improve here. And the brand rating, of course, is 0. We just started our business, and seems to be that in city average, we have established local distributors, and the price is, of course, too high at the moment. We need to reduce to come to a good overall rating and gain market share. Let's choose a price point below that, below our competition, and see how sales go up. So already here we see that quantity 11 was sold on 11th of January, and we made our first profit. So in the beginning, of course, for this retail store, despite a fairly good margin, we have costs of roughly $200 and can sell at the price of 380, so more than $100 margin. We of course need some time to scale our sales so that we will compensate for the advertisement. We are currently spending 100K and all the operational expenses we have in our vertical integrated supply chain as part and owned by our corporation. Also interesting here to see is that if we look in the purchasing unit into the breakdown of the cost we have at this selling point, it's of course a 162, the price we pay to our own warehouse. At the same time, the freight cost, and this is 35.48. Within the same city, we have a high share of freight costs in the total costs. And this is where you see if you now ship this to another city, this will go up tremendously. And we will try this out later. But first, let's take care that sales go up well, that our supply chain is working. Let's wait for a couple of days. Yeah, it seems to work. We are selling more and more, and this looks good for now. We spent more than 100 millions of our 500 millions we had in the beginning on our bank account. This is already a huge investment, and this is due to our strategy for a vertical integrated company so that we own the full supply chain, which always comes with a huge investment, especially also for economies of scale. This is typical fact and factor, yeah, that you need a lot of capital because you will build the large factories which generate such efficiencies in the production that you have the lowest cost, average cost per output unit. Let's also check for warehouse distributing the bed. Seems to be fine. You see in the bars, the yellow bar, that the bed is the supply of bed is very well above the demand at the moment. So sales are just going up. The utilization of the factory is low, but also here we are just setting up the manufacturing process, and timber, of course, demand at the moment is very, very high. The factory is demanding to fill in the initial, of course, the initial stock of timber, and this is also working. Since it's not only the natural resource which is impacting the quality of our product, which we see here with 53, but also the production technology, we will also invest into research and development. And we will do this in this case in the same city. We will set up an R&D center, a location between CBDs, yeah, expecting that with this we will have new selling points soon and then higher land asset value in this area. We'll start R&D for bed for 1 year to advance in the technology, production technology by 24 points, almost doubling it from 30 to 54. Let's close the months before we do the next step. We see now that sales rise. We have now the 1st of February, and we see in the graph here that we already could almost earn 100K of profit from selling beds here in one furniture store. The demand increases. It will soon exceed the supply. And for the brand rating, I think we still have to wait a little bit. And the competition still seems to keep their price stable. So this means we already have gained in market share, a significant market share. We can check the exact number for the market share in the product details. So the AP Corporation, this is us. Selling this product, and if we check in the manufacturer guide, we see that the market share of, I think this is production, at 35%. So probably we should be the only main product producer of that. So the overall furniture bed market share is 35%. This is good for now. And we will continue. No competitor seen so far. Let's check in the entire city. Have a view what the competitors are doing. Here we have seaports, which import goods from overseas. We have a factory here from Trio Unison producing golf clubs from timber. Interesting. Where does the timber come from? The timber comes from the city of Bordeaux. This is interesting. So this competitor is importing from a logging camp far away in Europe to produce golf clubs. Since golf clubs probably don't need so much of timber, yeah, if you imagine a golf club, it would be not such of a high weight. The transportation costs seem to be acceptable here. So this means for golf clubs, this is actually working. For beds, I can say and promise you, it's not working to sell from Osaka to Bordeaux. You will have too high production costs. Your price will be out of the market. But let's see what are our options now to diversify our product portfolio. It's always very risky to just rely on one product line. So in this case, we will check having a logging camp, producing timber. Let's check what we can else produce with timber. There's 7 options. We can produce a chair, but we need more natural resources, cotton and linen. We can produce a sofa. We also need cotton and leather. We can produce tissues just out of timber. Interesting. High necessity index, probably not a high price. Probably the margin is not so attractive, but could be an option. Together with oil, we can produce a semi-product, not interesting at the moment. We can produce paper, which is also a semi-product, so we will not need to make use of it. And for a golf club, we need steel. So we have I think we have 2 options here. One is a little bit boring. Just go for tissues. One facility, a warehouse, a store selling tissues, and it already goes. Or we will look into an investment into golf clubs and taking market share from our competitor. Let's see. The competitor is already doing research and development of golf clubs, so trying to improve in product technology, already 3% ahead. The issue for our competitor is that the competitor does not have any customer at the moment for the golf clubs. They are produced but not sold. So at the moment, the market share in the retailing should be 0. Let's also check for the market value. That's below 3 million, but still attractive and probably comes with a good margin. What we need is steel. Where to get steel from? Investing in steel production, setting up a coal mine and an iron ore mine is very costly. Not sure if we want to do this just to enter the market of golf clubs. Let's see where our competitors get from the steel. The steel is also imported from seaport, also in Bordeaux, coming with significant freight costs. You see here already for steel that the cost for 1 unit of steel is 50 cents. But the freight costs are higher, 68 cents. So all in all, this pretty much dominates the total cost for a unit of steel, same as for timber. But since our competitor is selling this golf club for a very, very high price, still there's an acceptable margin. So we can, just for the sake of the simulation and trying it out, we could also do that and sell golf clubs. And let's see how this works in the city of Osaka. We have one advantage. Timber is right in the city from our own logging camp. However, also steel we need to find on the world market overseas because it's not provided by our seaports in the city. Golf clubs can be, let's check the product class. Golf clubs are sport equipment, and sport equipment can be sold in sport store with a specialty store demand bonus. So probably this makes sense to build a sport store here in the city. So let's also investigate how the product actually what it needs. A smaller piece of timber, a larger piece of steel. So this will mean that it hurts our cost structure a lot if we import it from overseas. And we need to find a seaport. So the one in Osaka unfortunately does not provide it. Let's check the one, also the one in Perth, not. So we need to go, actually, we need to go to Europe. It's not provided by the seaport in Palermo, but as we know from our competitor, it's provided by Bordeaux. So since we will have to get the steel from overseas, it will be delivered via a seaport to the city, to our production facility. We need 15 higher share in terms of weight of steel. Instead of timber, we should build it next to the seaport because there we will have the lowest transportation cost. Let's do so now. We will first build a warehouse. Right here. We will store steel here. And now we need to find the steel first. Means seaports, all cities. That is high demand, so it seems like we are not the only one asking for steel from the seaport. We'll sell to for an acceptable margin. That should be sufficient. Then we will set up a factory, also a large factory, as we want to make use of economies of scale, increase, of course, in training to the maximum. And then let's see for a layout for golf clubs. This one. Steel we will get from our own warehouse and also timber from our own warehouse, and then let's produce it. Here it is. So now an interesting point would be, what is our price point compared to the production price point of our competitor? The competitor has a similar setup, despite that also timber is coming from overseas. We have cost per freight for golf clubs of almost $20. Let's check for the competitor if he's better. Yeah, he is better. He has lower costs. Probably steel is 118, timber is 115. Let's check our production. Our steel is 125. Timber is cheaper. I think the warehouse is taking too much of the. Let's make it, just for the sake of numbers, a little bit more attractive. And now another warehouse. Right next to our production facility, we will again store it and redistribute. So that's it. Will allow a small margin, and from there we can already sell it to our end customers, and we will do so by setting up a sports facility, sports store. Let's find a good place for a sports store. This one's in 24, 30. This is a nice CBD. I want to go here. there's a tennis court. This somehow makes sense, right? 33, 30, 21, 33. This one not available. 24. Let's take the spot here. Remember that for this product class, we have a different brand than for furniture. So we need to also invest in the brand. We will take again the newspaper publisher. We will purchase golf clubs from our warehouse, and let's see how we can set the price. So on city average, we have a price of 65, which is much lower and coming very close to our costs. Our costs are dominated by the costs we get, by the price we sell to our price we pay to our own warehouse. So we can set a very low margin here, but this will definitely hurt us. At least our quality is higher. However, without having a brand, this will get very difficult to sell. Sell this in the city. Yeah, we get a little bit of demand, but it's very, very low. You see, we only sold 4 now in a few days. This is not a lot. Let's see, with advertisement we can improve, and definitely we can work on the quality. So we'll invest in our production technology. Let's check what is the share of production technology. So at least it is 55%, so it makes sense to invest. And we will try to improve our market position here. This will be a very costly and long-running investment. As you can see, without having steel being produced here, having to pay for steel 50 cents of freight cost will take a long time until the value of our product is so high that it justifies a much higher price of compared to the local distributors. Let's meanwhile check the factory. Still no customers for golf clubs, though this is not too bad price for the city. What we can do is, and we missed this point, we can set the margin much lower here in the factory. And this means we can also put a lower margin here. The factory is selling 30 now. Then let's set the price here to 35. And this means in the, no, wrong one. In the spot store, we can also set the price to a much more attractive price. Let's go for a very, very low price to be attractive on the market. Yeah, profits will go down now because we acquired some to a higher price, but this, yeah, now demand is rising. I think this is something which is acceptable. Okay, let's see how this develops. So we diversified our product portfolio. We have this 27th of February. Let's complete the months. Now 1st March. And check the furniture store. We already see that the demand for bed is exceeding the supply, though the purchasing can offer much more supply. Yeah, this means we need to establish more sales units. We will do so now. 2 more purchasing units, more sales units, 3 more. A rule of thumb is that 2 purchasing units can feed in the product with 1 purchasing unit can fit in the product to 2 sales units. Check how it goes. Yes, it goes up now. Also check whether the competition, yeah, they decreased the price by $1. This does not make a lot of difference. We can keep our position, price position, and our quantity we sell will soon grow very much. We are already in the area of Probably we already reached the break even in the next month. This is nice. So this is where our strategy fully comes to success now. We have a fully vertically integrated supply chain. We have a significant cost advantage, can provide a higher quality product for an attractive price for the city of Osaka. Let's also look into tissues. Because remember, tissues, this should be a very lightweight product. It will come with lower transportation costs, and therefore we can produce it in one city and distribute overseas to all of the other cities. Let's see if we can make money with this. First of all, check tissues. One thing, we need to establish an R&D center for golf clubs, because otherwise we will soon lose our competition advantage to our customer due to having not the high enough quality. We'll go for 1 year, so we will have an increase in quality within 1 year. However, we know that our competitor invested into 2 years of research and development, so after 2 years they will overtake in terms of quality. However, we are lucky he will give up his business model already until then. If not, we might think of other strategies to get rid of the competitor. So now for 1 year, we will invest in research for golf clubs. Still, the factory has now a client. As you see, golf clubs are now being sold. The competitor integrated vertically with forward integration and also established a sports store in Osaka. The competitor is setting a very attractive price, so it's probably going into a price war now. Still, the overall rating is just 42. Yeah, selling. And this is now an interesting example. Due to the low quality of this product, the competitor has to sell it at a very low price point to have the same overall rating. So it will be very not so, you will not earn as much money as us, simply because of the cost structure, but also the low quality. So we should have a high competitive advantage. Let's see how it goes in the next months. But now do what we announced already a couple of minutes ago. We will set up now a factory for tissues. Yeah, interesting to set up a company only to produce tissues. We will go for the large factory with 5 manufacturing units for tissues to follow the path on economies of scale. Takes a while until they are produced. Now we have them. We'll decrease the margin a lot so that we have an attractive price position later on. Probably this is still too high. Of course, always remember to set up a warehouse. This will make your life easier when you build more production facilities to distribute and deliver to the demand. We need tissues from the city. This one, we'll store it now. Here it is. And from there, we can go into a store which sells tissues. Tissues are household products. They have a high necessity index, so I expect that we will soon sell them in the city, and also when the economy goes down. Currently, the economic stake in Osaka is expansion, so we should have no problem from there. But if the economy goes down, still tissues will be needed. Golf clubs probably not, but tissues will be needed. The tissue market has not so much value, but still 2 million is enough. And remember, for tissues, we still have the option to also go abroad and even scale higher in our economy of scale than for bed, because bed we will not distribute overseas due to high transportation costs. So which retail store will we choose? Let's choose a supermarket. It comes with a higher price monthly costs than a convenience store. However, a supermarket is bigger, right? Let's see where we can put the supermarket and find an attractive position. This one is not big enough, also not big enough here near to the high school. 12, maybe you'll find one with customer traffic index of 30. This would be better. Here next to our furniture store, of course. We could directly build it next to it, near to the city hall, or near to... yeah, here. We find a spot with a customer traffic index of 42 now. Next to our sports store, I think this increased already the customer traffic index here. So let's put it here. It's a very expensive location, however. I believe that this will work out. Still, we need to invest into the, again, new brand. We have range brand strategy. This means each product class comes with its own brand. So again, we need to invest, and we don't have synergies with bed or golf clubs in this case. We will purchase the tissues from our warehouse. We'll sell it here in the store. Let's see for the price. It's $5. So we will have almost 100% margin. So this should be fine. We have a good quality due to the high quality timber we can use in our production process. Seems like on city average, our local distributors don't have this. We will set the same price, but still, due to the low brand, we are not able to catch up with the rating. So we are in a similar situation as our competitor for golf clubs, that due to the missing value of brand in this product, which accounts here, of course, too, we need to set a very attractive price to actually get customers. Let's try $4 instead of $5. So it costs us $1, and this would be pure profit to catch up in brand. Let's see how this goes. Let's simulate for a couple of days. Yeah, now we see the profit coming in and the demand increasing. So we will come back in a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks, and see how it goes. So now let's do a quick checkup of what we have built already, where we stand with our corporation. So first of all, the finance figures. We have a huge loss. We made operational loss of 3.6 million in just 2.5 months. This is bad and should improve and must improve soon, because at the same time we invested almost half of our initial capital, 230 million, into this result. So we must hope and we must do everything to soon get into profit, operational profit, to actually earn more money with what we invested. Also, as we see here, quality was 48 was not too far away from the local distributors. Still, there could be easily come another competitor from somewhere overseas. Transportation costs are low for tissues and come with a higher quality. We should definitely invest into research and development. Otherwise, we will have a huge risks later on. With such of a high investment, we need to protect our money. We'll set up R&D facility. Let's set it up here. Start R&D for tissues. Yeah, so usually for research and development, you would sometimes think of more technology-like products, but also for tissues, you can invest a lot of money in R&D. 1 year, 24 points in technology advancement. This should be okay. So now as said, tissues are lightweight, can be distributed all over the world with low transportation costs, or rather lower transportation costs compared to other products with higher weight. So therefore we will go to all of our other cities and set up a supermarket to sell tissues. But first, let's check for our competitors. If there's already a competitor selling tissues in a city, we should be careful and check whether we are really already ready to take the competition. In Bordeaux, we have no competitor. Osaka, it's only us. In Perth, there's no competitor. And also in Palermo, there's no competitor. So should be fine. Let's just do that and capture the market before someone else get the idea. Retail store, supermarket. Let's find a good location. This one looks really good. 57. We'll have our usual initial setup. We will, of course, need to advertise also in this city. Go with the TV station. We will get the tissues, sell it here. Let's check our price positioning. Yeah, this is already good. Maybe we can even increase a little bit. I think we can go with the same price. No, we cannot go with the same price as, but this one should be enough. Let's check whether customers buy it. Soon with the higher brand rating, also in 1 year we will have higher quality rating. Soon we will be able that our product rating will be much higher and we can probably increase our price. Let's see. At least we want to capture all of the market share here. Let's also go to Palermo and establish a supermarket and sell what we have. This one is okay. Maybe find a better location. 36, 21, 33 next to the police station for 11 million. It's almost similar. Probably there will be more business here later on. Let's build it here. Sales, advertisement unit. Purchase tissues advertised in the local radio station. There it is. It arrived in Palermo. We will reduce the price a bit. And now we see already an interesting point. We have cost plus freight $3.60. Due to the long distance between Osaka and Palermo, we will spend more than $1 per unit for freight. This hurts our margin a lot, but still we can earn money with it. Since we are setting up an economy of scale, output really matters to us and we need to sell wherever it's profitable and where we can sell. So this is set up for now. Let's also go to the city of Bordeaux and do the same. We'll again have very high transportation costs, of course, from Osaka to Europe. It's a long way, everyone knows. This one is 12, this is not good. But we need to find a good location. Not enough space here. $42, next to the golf school and the grade school. But not large enough. 30. 11 million for 30. Here we have 42, 50 million. Let's invest this. Set it up. We will advertise our Rage brand for this product class. Let's wait until it arrives. There they are. Let's increase the price. We still have an... We put it at the same price point, and soon sales are going up now. Yeah, we have the 1st of April now. Let's see where we stand. Due to all the investments we made, we now invested more than half of our initial 500 billion. We are now down to 215. This means we invested 285 million in 3 product types. Bed first, golf club second, because we want to take the competition of the other producer in city of Osaka, and tissues to diversify our product portfolio and have a product we can distribute everywhere in the 4 cities with acceptable transportation costs, still making money and really leveraging on economies of scale, which is not so much possible with bed. Bed is very heavy, not easy to transport, or very costly to transport. So the market we can reach with the bed is only the local market of the same city where we produce it. So let's go back to Osaka and check where we stand with our production line and our supply chain. So the logging of timber is doing the work. The units are doing the works. We have a high demand. The warehouse redistributes everything it receives from the logging camp already to the factories we have. We have one bed factory where we have definitely a situation. We'll see this here too, that we have still a very high demand from the warehouse, by the way, for bed produced, but still bed are stored in the warehouse. This means that the demand by our furniture store is not so high that it will exceed what we can produce. Let's look into this. Why is this the reason? We have a furniture store here. It reached already the break even. It reaches almost a revenue of $2 million. And we still have the situation that our sales departments are not fully utilized. The supply is higher than the demand. Let's wait for another few weeks and we will, I'm sure, see when we capture more of the market share. There's much more than this, maybe 2/3 already captured by us. Our profit can go to 2 million and then we will have the full market for bed. Let's check. Yeah. Good. Okay. This needs a little bit more of time. Let's check for our golf clubs. Interesting. Here we have competition and out of our free will and in belief that we will be more successful than our competitor, we invested in it. We already gained a higher market share than our competitor in selling it to the end consumers. We have our rating similar to the city average, but we buy this with the very lowest price point here. We invest into advertisement. Still needs time until the brand rating goes up from 0. The quality is rather low. That's why we already set up in research and development. Our competitor is selling at a higher price. Our competitor is investing more money into the brand. That's why the brand rating is already 1. The quality is 1 point down, so it's actually compensating, and to even have a higher over rating of 47 now, the price is even set to a lower price now. And this looks like really the competitors up to go into the price war. So what are our options here now? We should either invest in our brand or reduce further our price. Sorry, wrong store. Further reduce our price. And
I think we should not go into a price war. In the end, this will be very costly and protect our market share. It's not a lot, but still we have it. And rather invest in our brand and later on high brand rating, also increasing quality, try to get rid of the competitor. We will now invest a lot of money into brand rating. And this is where you see now conquering a market without a competitor is easy. If you have a competitor, this will soon get in very costly. And it's not enough to simply sell the product or offer the product. You need to actively manage and react to the competitor. Otherwise, the competitor will have an easy time to push you out of the market and take all of the market share. And later on, you will probably just close down your production line, the product type, because it's not profitable and just cost and burning money. So for now, we will by intention burn money, still believing that we can do better than our competitor. For our tissues, demand is increasing now. Let's check the production facility, selling everything to the warehouse distributing everywhere. Still demand is higher from our retail stores, from our supermarkets than the supply. So at least the production line is at full capacity or will reach full capacity soon. Still building up. I think there's nothing more to do. Then wait for another month and see what happens. While doing so, and to get rid of the micromanagement of managing marketing budgets, as we saw this here now, we could set up an headquarters, also in Osaka maybe, and pay an CMO to manage our advertisement budgets. We will do so later. Let's wait until we get into the profitable area and then start this. So we are still making loss. Also in April, there's not a high chance that we will do profit. Furniture store is already increasing profits. You see here that it goes up. Sales go up. But due to the operational expenses we have now with our new product types also having in production, it's still not selling enough. We are in huge loss. We see here that our competitor, despite we increase our market share for golf clubs, also our competitor now reached the same market share, almost the same, I would say. Yeah, by setting in a very aggressive price point. Let's check what they do. Tissues. It's interesting. Something else to check soon. We see here that price is furtherly decreased by our competitor to push golf clubs into the markets. Already brand is at 3. Quality is of course still same level. Our brand is also now at 3, but still not willing to decrease our price. Let's see how it goes. The spots are also making huge losses. Let's check for tissues now. I saw something coming up for tissues. We see this here. A competitor entering the market of tissues in Osaka. We're not the only ones anymore. We have an overall product rating of 43. The competitor has a product rating of 40. So I'm not, no, sorry, tissues of 42. Not so concerned right now. And, oh, this is very bad. Very, very bad. Our competitor has a price, cost and freight of more than $4, but setting a price lower than $4. So this is definitely entering a price war. This is dumping pricing. This is something a competitor will not do for a long time. Heavy investment in the brand, setting a lower price than for costs, trying to push us out of the market. Not sure if this will work. Think this will not work. Let's monitor this. In other cities, this might come too soon too. In Perth, we don't see a competitor right now. In Palermo, same situation. Still growing sales. And in Bordeaux, we're also the only one. And this looks like the market share is rapidly increasing, which is nice. Let's simulate another month. End of May. Let's have a look on tissues. Our competitors is increasing market share, but not to the same pace as us, I think. We are still growing faster. Competitor cannot decrease price anymore because already making loss in this store. So 1st of June now, we increased profit with our tissues a lot. This is due to the higher quantity we are selling to our customers. We see here that after a while we will reach the break even. Not so concerned about this one. For golf clubs, this is where we have higher concerns. We now, of course, have higher losses here. We increased in quantity a little bit, but of course, our high investment, our brand here, will eat up all of our revenue. And actually, we still needs money. In our furniture store, we are already beyond the break even. We are increasing our profit a lot. We now have half of the market. We still have a very good overall rating. We can leave the brand like it is. Our quality protects us from the other brand rating on the city average. No other competitor here. Overall rating is very high. Good price, good margins. Let's just get the money. And the rest should be fine too. Now let's look into options. We have further with our current setup of our corporation, we still have a little bit less than 200 million left for investments. We need to keep in mind that at the moment we have a lot of losses. We already year to date are 13 million of loss, losing money, investing money in our operations because revenue and profits cannot make up for this. So in this concerning state, we should not use all of our cash, for investments. But since if we set up a new product type, of course, at the same time, we first have operational costs and it will take a while to break even, but those 200 million, come on, guys. It's a very high buffer. Let's see what else we can get of timber. Paper, not so attractive. What can we do with tape paper? Washing powder, cigarettes and cigars. Tobacco needs to be grown first, and tobacco, as I remember, will be sowed in November and will be harvested in March, so still not sure if we should go for this. But as you remember that we have already household products being sold, tissues in our supermarket, we could leverage on supermarket, have a synergy here with advertising and also go into the washing powder market. I've seen that for washing powder, we have already a competitor here. Let's first check what the competitor does before we invest into something where we'll never win. Okay, it's an household product. washing powder. We have a very active competitor in Osaka, already capturing a quarter of the market with an attractive price, however low quality, and rather high brand rating, already doing a lot of investments here. Let's check to power part darts how they do this. They sell washing powder, advertise with a high budget, almost 400K per month. This does not make sense with profits 60K, so soon the competitor either needs to increase the market share rapidly or will have high losses with this. We see that this branch, the supermarket, is not going well with 700K loss in last month. The washing powder is acquired from a supplier in Palermo. This is interesting. It's in the same company, production facility owned by the same company. The freight costs are $1. So the total costs are $3. The price point is 4, so this is not a high margin. Let's see. We have chemical minerals delivered by the seaport. So we can actually buy chemical minerals from the seaport and together with paper from our own logging camp, we can produce it. Washing powder. Our logging camp is at the moment running at high utilization rate. Still the demand is very high of our warehouse. In the warehouse also the demand is very high. Let's see. For instance, the production facility for bed is demanding a lot of timber, of course, since bed are mainly made of timber. And since this product goes very well, this uses almost all of the capacity we have for logging of timber. I'm expecting that for tissues, the demand will increase. Let's see if it hurts our business a lot if we also use some of our timber for paper, for washing powder. Instead of using what we get from the seaport, we could also actually mine chemical minerals in the same city. Let's see if this makes sense. The quality is 43, price is $1. Here we have potentially two chemical mineral mining sites with 85 and 79. 85 is already high. Let's see in other cities. Do we even find a better one? 89 in Perth. Sort of 80 and 60 in Palermo. And Bordeaux, none. Yeah, let's take this one. Let's do the investment. But we can't. We can't. The land costs are too high. Let's see. Let's check if we want to build a mine here. It costs us 180 million. 180 million. Where we would have only 16, a little bit more than 16 million left, almost 17 million. With current losses we have due to our operational expenses and advertising budgets set for golf clubs, this would be highly risky and without going into debt. Asking banks to provide us money, this will not work out. So now we are in a situation where we need to decide whether we will get loans from banks to finance setting up a fully vertically integrated washing powder production, or we will not do this. It's risky. Why is this a risky investment? And this is why I will not do this. Because we have already a competitor on the world market producing washing powder, and we will compete with this competitor, and we are not sure we will win the competition. And for now, I would rather go for chemical minerals from the seaport and limit our investment, not throw 180 million into this before knowing how to use chemical minerals if washing powder is not attractive for us, attractive product type anymore for us. So we will still have an investment to be made into paper. Does it really make sense? Let's check. Paper can also be used for, because we only need for tobacco. Not sure if we want to go this way. And for cornflakes, also not sure. Tobacco is interesting. High margins. And has a specialty store. Could make sense if we accept this with our conscience. Okay, let's do this. First of all, we need to produce paper. The quality of the paper does not matter. Yeah, there's none for paper alone. I'm thinking of setting this up. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go for the full economy of scale. There's not a blueprint, that's why I set this manually. I will link to timber. Then we need to be quick. Just one day. I need to set the manufacturing to paper. This way, and then you can sell it. You can set a little bit lower margin because we might need it later on. Let's save the game. Meanwhile, please remember always to save your game. You can spend hours in this game. You will totally lose track of your time. But if something goes wrong, your laptop runs out of battery, your computer is somehow shutting down due to updates, or your desktop PC runs out of power, power disconnect, or the game crashes, then you will lose a lot of your time and progress. That's why we do this now. And also establish again the warehouse directly next to it. Where's our paper? Here's our paper. Start here. Margin 10 cent. Now a production facility here. Still a lot of investments to be made. Yeah. So this we would need a lot of loan for setting this up with our own chemical minerals facility. This is risky. We need more chemical minerals than 2 units of chemical minerals and 1 unit of paper for 1 washing powder. So we will set up our factory next to the seaport. The first set up a warehouse.
here. Good. No, no. Good. Something going wrong. Input, store output. Okay, it's getting late. From supports, we will the chemical minerals. It is. Set the margin to very low, otherwise it will hurt our cost structure a lot. Now we will set up washing powder. Don't have it as layout. You need to set this up manually. So it will take 1 minute. Connecting everything with each other, which needs to be connected. Purchase warehouses from our own warehouses, chemical minerals, timber, chemical minerals, timber. No, timber's wrong. It's really getting late. Stop purchase paper. Of course, paper. The way it works. No, it's not bad. It's washing powder. We have washing powder now produced, our first unit. Very low cost is good. Set a very low margin, so we have high range for an aggressive price. We'll set the warehouse next to it, just here. Input, storage, output. We'll link to this. Where's our washing powder? It is. You see that the list gets longer, so we already have kind of diversified product portfolio. Now we have it available in a warehouse and we can sell it in our existing supermarket. So nice synergy we take here. No more investment needed. Just make use of what we have. A little bit of investment we will use. Later on, we will sell so many tissues. We need more sales units. So foreseeing that already. Remember, economies of scale. We will add for 1 million another floor. Purchase and no, and sell our washing powder from the warehouse. So we have already one advertisement unit. It's the same product class. We have a range brand strategy. So we are selling under the same brand. So advertising for tissues will also go in line with the brand awareness for washing powder. Let's start selling it and now set a price point, which really hurts our competitor. Let's first check. Our competitor is selling it right in the neighborhood. Interesting. Selling it for 444. What is acceptable for us? We will go below that. Much more. Let's go. What's the cost? Yeah, this will hurt him. This will hurt him very soon. Let's see how sales go up. Yeah, already going up. Don't see it here in the pie chart, but soon we'll see it. Maybe you can see it here in the shadow that we are coming. We are coming. And what we can do here, we can of course also do in all of our other supermarkets around the other cities. Let's do so. Increase here in our chances to have a profitable supermarket here, also in the other cities. Let's see. Check what we can do. Transportation costs should be acceptable. High,
but acceptable. We need to improve our price point much because we are, no, not much. Let's go for this one. Should work out. Yeah, sales are increasing. Quality is good due to the good quality of our input materials. Again, always watch out for that. Not only investing into production technology, but also into, yeah, we have a competitor here too. Just spotted him. Also into the quality of the natural materials. They usually have a significant share in the product quality in the end. Washing powder. Yeah, there's a competitor, but somehow I cannot see him here in the chart. Let's just go for, yeah, we need to go within a good price here. Maybe this one to enter the market and gain some share. Yeah, this works. So I just saw that in this supermarket, what's not selling a lot. Why? Maybe just started the business. The retail, the store, do power darts, is trying the same as us with a very attractive price here. The quality 32, the brand is 2 points and 380. Let's check for us. Our quantity at 33, just 1 point better. Brand is already higher, which is good. We are longer than him here, and we have higher price. Let's go beyond. Let's catch up. Let's go beyond that a little bit and try to be faster than him. Bordeaux. Probably already have same competitor here. Would make sense from my view. No, not yet. But our price is much too high. It's higher than the city average, and our product does not provide the same value. We need to go by the price. We need to invest into our production technology to increase in quality soon. Yeah. We need to go down. Let's try this. Let's see if our product is sold. Yeah, this works. And in Osaka, we have it set already. So we need also a washing powder. Research and development. We have a competitor. I'm sure he's also doing research and development and with transportation costs. We need to compensate. So now also doing research and development in washing powder. Let's close the month and see our cost structure. So we catched up a little bit with our losses. Still, we are not able to close a month with profits, but the profits are somehow going a little bit, the losses are a little bit decreasing. Though we set up a new product type, selling it in all the markets. Let's check. We have a buffer of a little bit more than 100 million, so good buffer in this range of losses. So not expecting to get into the issue of taking loans just to compensate losses. Never try to do that. This is very close to getting bankrupt. In our warehouse, we have a high demand for timber, so this one goes well. Our logging camp is in the profitable area already, all fine. For bad. We now filled up our storage, so our production facility actually will soon go down with the utilization rate of 95%, still 95%, but our storage is full. Now we have the option to increase in storage, store more bed, expecting that demand will increase very soon and quickly. Let's check if this will actually be happening. We have a furniture store here. We have still half of the market share, almost half the market share to go. No competitor showing up. Let's do this. Let's store more of bed, expecting that soon there will be a higher output. We have tissues. Tissues are also stored. Demand for tissues is not high enough. We have more production going on. We have paper. For paper, it's different. We just set up the product type of washing powder, which needs paper, and we need to see how it goes. However, we can already see here that soon storage will come because the supply is higher than the demand. Let's simulate another month. Yeah, our losses. Let's see. Let's watch how our sales with bid go up. At least this looks nice. Almost done with July. Yeah, so bed, as you see, it's always a very good idea to start the game of Capitalism Lab with bed. You can set up a logging camp. Usually comes with a medium investment. If you have the money, you will later on very soon be profitable with it. We have a revenue of 3 million in this furniture store just with bed and one floor. We have profit of 500k and only need to advertise a little bit. Yeah, we could even set this to 0 probably, but let's keep it for now. Attractive price positioning, good margin, supply chain works well. So this is fine for now. But the issues come from somewhere else. Let's see for our golf clubs where we stand now in the competition. Interesting. Our competitor, though being very aggressive in the market, could not take much more market share, could not eat up our market share. We are still growing and actually we are making profit with this product, though we are investing now also a lot of money in our brand, in our sports brand, by the way. Sport equipment brand, now already reaching the level of 12, so that we have an overall rating of 49. Let's see how our competitor does. Our competitor sports store is somewhere else. It's here. It's also very much in red figures. Product rating is actually higher, but the price is also very, very low. It's 41 now. We are selling at 49. It's almost $10 now. Difference in margin. Still making money. It's profitable, but seems like not investing so much on the brand. Probably already a little bit. But please, I almost oversaw this. Only one sales unit being fully utilized, not catching up with the demand. Already set up a second sales unit. Soon will double the amount to be delivered. I expect that we see here a shift soon. So our competitor forgot to increase sales units soon enough. So now this will get dangerous for us. Let's see how it goes. We can still decrease a lot in our price. Our competitor can also do that. Let's check what we have here. Now 35. Yeah, we can even go more down. Storage of golf clubs is full. I think we also have a lot of steel now. We will not increase storage of steel because we are currently not using it. This is something we need to solve soon. Yeah, so this is not well going. No, this is just burning money at the moment. We could check whether we want to distribute the golf clubs to other markets. In Bordeaux already, our competitor made up half of the market share. It will be difficult to fight against him. We still have Perth and Palermo. We are producing in Osaka, so let's go for Perth, set up a sports store, and try to get rid of all the stored golf clubs. Yeah, this is ridiculous. We have one completely used up stored. No, this is ridiculous. We cannot allow that. Let's go into Perth. Set up a sports store. Where is it? Here. Find an attractive solution. We still have money, right? 27, 33. 39. We'll squeeze it in here next to our supermarket. Purchase. So let's add, link it to our to a TV station. Golf clubs. By the way, let's check something. Can we sell golf clubs in a supermarket? No, we cannot. Sports equipment is not part of it. Cannot sell it, so we had to do this investment. Let's now set a good price. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. We still have a lot of room. Our quality is higher than city average. However, our brand is not so good. Let's set a little bit more aggressive price here. And yeah, we want to get rid of our storage. Let's go for a very aggressive price and soon capture the market before the competitor does so. Yeah, good one. We have, let's check for the transportation costs, probably acceptable. Let's also go to the other city where our competitor did not set up sports stores so far. The products details, I saw that in Palermo seems to not be there. Let's also go to Palermo. Set up a sports store here. Where? Let's look at this. Let's look to next to our supermarket. I'm sure our supermarket will generate a lot of traffic soon. 36, 27. Let's still take it. Purchase, sales, advertisement. New sports brand, definitely to advertise. No synergies. The supermarket selling household products. It is much higher quality, but zero brand rating, of course. We need to go down with our price. Let's also make it a very attractive price to get rid of our stock soon. We need to sell what we have, right? Yeah, very quickly before the competitor comes. Yeah, revenue going up, profit going up. Let's close the month of August. Of course, this is not good for our cost structure. Still, I'm expecting that we are heavy in the loss numbers. 1st of September now. We are still decreasing losses. Let's check in our income statement. So we have operating revenue of almost 20 million. This is good. This is a value where you can expect to soon come over your operational expenses of within a company like that. They are 2.7 million higher than our revenue. We lost some asset value, a lot of asset value, so we have a huge deficit in net profit, but never mind. We still first take care of our operational profits. Also, washing powder going up. It will take time. Golf clubs going up in Palermo, Bordeaux. What's the situation here? Going up. Okay, Osaka, where you have this bad golf club situation. The furniture store goes well. Yeah, it's still increasing profits, gaining in market share. Sales are going well, utilizing full capacity. This is an economy of scale, actually, for the supermarket. Yeah, we are soon in the break even. But we have a very strong competitor for washing powder. Very aggressive price, I guess. This puts a huge risk. Selling in the neighborhood, washing powder, a high brand rating, and for $5. We are selling it with a very low price and for $4. Probably it's time. Oh, maybe it's not time now. Time to increase also here our advertisement budget. This will hurt our cost structure again, but what to do? Yeah, we need to catch up with the brand rating. I think our competitors does the same. Yeah, almost 400K still. Otherwise, we will not keep pace with the competitor. This is definitely a risk, especially in the case of washing powder. Yeah, let's see if we can keep it. This washing powder has a similar low quality and probably not able to increase the quality as us. We will be able due to some of vertically integrated backward of washing powder production. However, the high brand rating is of course hurting us. Yeah, so he has a much better price than us. Let's see. But our costs are lower, so I'm sure we can catch up. And for the golf club, yeah, we see now how the competitor takes over more and more of the market, but we are still in the game. We have a good product rating. Let's check for the competitor. Actually, the product rating is not much better than ours. Increase the price a little bit. Seems like it's an acceptable market share. It seems to be satisfied for now. Let's see what we can check now. And this gets more into play when you have such of an aggressive or interesting competitor having overlaps with your own business model. Check for the numbers of the competitor. So in this case, it is for golf clubs, it's Trio Unison. Trio Unison has a low operating revenue compared to us of almost 2 million, operating expenses of more than 3 million. So this is definitely an issue. Operating profit is with such low revenue, very, very high deficit in operating profit. We have high cost of sales. We have high cost of advertising. So this is, let's see how this will go. For the shareholders, we have public shareholders, which hold a high share. And now you may guess what I'm thinking of. Actually, let's monitor, let's see how it goes for Trio Unison. If they bother us too much, we could think of taking the company over. We would need 65 million at the moment, maybe a little bit more to get the share we need to take the company over and merge with us. But something which is in the range what we have on our cash deposit. And let's also check for the stock price. It's going down, and with such financial figures, I'm thinking that this will even further go down. So let's see. Yeah, the competitor already reacted, increased prices to stabilize the business, but still I'm seeing big issues here. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, if the price goes down to maybe $3 soon, then this could be an option to overtake Trio Unison, just as an outlook for our future. For this, what we wanted to achieve in this local market of Osaka, economy of scale with terms of selling bets. Yeah, it's working. We have a nice economy of scale here. Actually, our production capacity is higher than what we can sell at the moment, but still our market share is not 100%, half of the market, almost half of the market. I would say 1/3 of the market at least lies ahead of us, so this could get into the balance, but will be also the limit. This is where we see the limit. We cannot ship it to other markets because simply the transportation costs are too high. We'll not even try that. But yeah, it will eat up of our margin. We have here a margin in Osaka of $100. Cannot imagine already within the same city a freight cost of $35 how it looks like if we ship it around the globe. Um, and this will be the limit, right? I'm not seeing that we will soon build another production factory because this will simply not make sense, or build a new logging camp simply because of bad salt in Osaka. But we have tissues. Tissues can be delivered around the globe, and we have washing powder, which can also be delivered around the globe. We will deliver to all of the 4 cities. We have a medium growing storage of washing powder. I think this will soon grow, and we will monitor when we go on with the simulation that this will get better. We, to protect our business model and keep pace with the competition, we invest heavily into research and development. We see this also in our income statement. We have R&D expense of almost 2 million. This is similar to what we spend into advertisement. Actually, advertisements we spend less. But we need this. We have tight competition at the moment for golf clubs, but we chose the path by ourselves. It was a CEO decision, I would say. So now we have to live with it. For the rest, we have growing business, washing powder. I'm expecting, and also in the other cities, and for tissues in the other cities to grow in this product type and product class, actually, yeah, of household products. Maybe we'll find another one soon. I think it's a good trend. We're expecting to reach the break even for our business model probably in next year.